gonna make lunch. Wanted to do Friday live streams for a while, and because I usually make lunch, chill out, do some stuff. Because I only work 4 days a week, so I've got yeah. So I got some fire roasted bell peppers and onions with some wheat noodles, a couple eggs, some shaved beef, and that's all the major stuff. And then a couple of sauces and some butter and whatnot. But yeah, just figured I would chill and talk and make some food. Yeah, yeah. Love to hang out with whoever. I have Rubble and what's his name? Chase, keeping me company back here. So, anyways, I'm gonna start the pan on high and add some avocado oil, and then add some butter, and probably cook my eggs first. Get them just chilling in the pan for a minute, and then see where we're at, and then probably the meat and whatnot. So, yeah. If you hear a noise in the background, it's my the one and only robotic thing I have. This is my little robot vacuum. Yeah, it's fun. Keep my floors nice and clean. Oh, and did I mention coffee? You need coffee while you cook lunch, for sure. I'm making kind of a stir fry. Yeah, I got some peppers and onions and some shaved beef and some noodles. We'll make a little stir fry. But I'm gonna do eggs first. If you don't compost, you should. It's fun. And if you can't compost, then you should, because it's fun. My hand towels are hiding, so I've got to get the bad ones. Composting. You don't know what composting is, bro. So you just take all the stuff that's not bad, and you just put it in your yard, and like put leaves on top of it. It turns back to dirt. And you can do it in a bunch of different ways. They make little trash cans you can do it with. They make Yeah, they make a handful of different things that help you out. So like they make little containers. So if you don't have a way to do it yourself, there's like companies that'll come and they'll take away all of your food waste and stuff, and they'll take it and compost it, and then when you want plant dirt, they'll bring it back to you. So yeah, and then if you want to just do it in your own yard, you can do it in your own yard. But if you live in a city or something, there actually are companies that will assist you in composting as well. They'll compost it for you and bring it back to you. Frozen Microwave 447. Good name. Yeah. Oh, what do y'all drink? How late in the day do y'all drink coffee? Y'all drink coffee? Is there a time you stop at? Because like I'll drink coffee anytime, but if I drink it too late and it's too fresh, it keeps me up. Love to know. Hello. Name I can't read because it's it looks like it's Korean. Is that a Korean name? Looks like Korean. Awesome. I have a good friend that lives in Korea and teaches English there. Oh, okay. What do you drink? So like, I have a friend. He coffee doesn't set well with him, and so he drinks Coke in the morning. To get his caffeine kick. Yep. Probably ready. I'll cover these for a minute. I think I'm gonna have to put this vacuum in another room. Yeah. No. That's the way he gets his caffeine. Instead of drinking coffee, he literally will drink like a Diet Coke in the morning or something. It's ridiculous, I think, but it's his thing. So yeah, I drink mostly water. So I've gotten away from sugar and stuff. So like with my coffee, it's like I will put cream, and I guess that it actually sweetens it some once you get used to not having any sugar. But cook in the afternoon, yeah. I don't know. I've drank soda water recently, but I've been drinking an actual soda in quite a while. I do drink like ginger ale, ginger beer. Those are pretty good. Let me see if I think I have one. Yeah. This is, if I drink some sort of soda, usually it's one of these. It's from Trader Joe's. It's a ginger beer it's not alcoholic. It's like a drink mixer, but it's pretty strong. And, yep. I don't know. See how these things are doing. You know, it's done. And it's kind of not great, but so those two are still jiving. Yeah, Trader Joe's I was trying to explain to someone the other day, and it's part of it's because they can keep their prices at a good rate, because I'm just talking to the guys, they don't have sales, they don't have customer loyalty cards, they don't have all this extra stuff, so you're not trying to go in and figure out what's on sale and what's not. Everything's just the price it is. So like, I think recently they raised their price on bananas. So it's like 23 cents for non-organic and then 29 cents for organic. And that was the first time in like a decade they'd raised their price on bananas, which is pretty cool. And then I think is Aldi a second? Aldi, H-E-B, there's some other ones. They all kind of source their foods from similar distributors that have similar quality, and so I get a lot of my stuff from. Yeah, all their stuff. I think all their stuff's private label. So like beer and wine, they carry other labels, and then there's a few other products they will carry other labels, but yeah, it's funny. So like one thing I noticed, if you go in there, and you see new people, they like their brains like short circuiting because they don't realize, oh, this is all store brand stuff. There's no other brand. There's no like Heinz ketchup or whatever. And they're like, what do I get? And it's like, there's only one ketchup. There's just ketchup. There's not 10 different ketchups to choose from. And it's just nice, good, tasty, organic ketchup. And it's a good price. What do I do? So I think you're done. Maybe a little overdone. That's a little overdone. This one I think is perfect. Almost perfect. Okay. What time is it in my area? It is a little late for lunch. It is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sephora, is that how you say your name, Sephora? Is that the yeah. I'm on the East Coast of the United States. Just chilling. I think I'll do the veggies next because they are probably not going to stick. The meat will stick. Yeah, same. So you're on the East Coast? Yep. New York. Are you in New York, or you in another part? I think these are already pre-cooked. I don't know. We're gonna find out. It says roasted, so I assume it's one of those things where like, I don't know if you've ever watched like a cooking show where so like they'll do like you have to cook a frozen meal or you have to make a frozen meal. So what you have to do in the cooking like competition is you have to partially cook the items, and then when you heat it in the microwave, it like finishes cooking it. New York City, cool. I am in podunk nowhere, so. I'm not cooking anything exactly. I just go to the groceries on Fridays. I don't have a meal plan, so what I generally do is I just buy stuff that I think looks like it'd be good together, and I try mixing it together. So like I know this, and I got some noodles and some meat and stuff. I'm just gonna do soy sauce, and then I have this. It's called, I don't know. I just grabbed it, and it's pretty good. It's called ponzu sauce. It I don't know. It doesn't give a lot of what it is, but so this umami sauce with soy sauce and bonito broth and yuzu sauce. So I don't know what anything of those things are, but it tastes good. So I've been adding it to my stir fries on the weekends, and so it's good. It's chill. Oh, fried rice, cool. Yeah, I had a buddy in college. His whole world revolved around making fried rice. He had this whole like, oh, I cook it, and then I put it in the fridge, and I let it set, and like he literally had like his whole like a schedule worked around his fried rice making, because he made it all the time, and it was good. That and tea. We drank a lot of tea. Yep. Yeah, I'm not. Does anyone, do Does anyone else enjoy stainless pans? I've switched away from I got rid of all my nonstick pans. This is like a new pan we got for cooking, and it's been great. If you heat it, like figuring out how to heat it right, add the oil at the right temperature, and do all those things, it makes a big difference because you can almost make it like stuff will still stick, but it becomes more nonstick once you learn how to preheat the pans and all that stuff. Yeah, that's cool. You cook with stainless. It's just, yeah, you have to worry about, like, I can use a metal spatula. Like, I mean, that's the thing. Like when you're cooking with nonstick, you're like, oh, I'm gonna stick this plastic spatula to the pan instead of just like, but yeah. Dude, one of my favorite things, I don't know if anybody else has gotten into this, but there's a lot of like live cooking streams, and they're like street food and street vendors, and probably like China and Korea and Japan. Like they all look like they're like things that I've never eaten. So I don't know exactly where they're at, but they're really fun to watch. Oh, wooden one? Yep, I got wooden ones. I mean, I hand carved some. This is a wooden one. I carved it for my wife a few years ago. She's left-handed, so this is I tilted it so it would work left-handed, and I've had it for a decade. And she uses it. I don't use it. Yeah. Pretty sure my pans aren't stainless. I don't know. What do they look like? Are they aluminum? Because I think they're aluminum ones. A lot of baking sheets and stuff are aluminum, right? Let's see this. I got a little bit of lemon juice goes really zest things up. I think I'm gonna heat this up real quick and then I'll be done with these. Maybe, no, I think I'll throw the noodles in with this. Go ahead and get them done. Are you hungry? Oh, well, I'm hungry too. Gonna add some noodles. These are just prepackaged noodles. I can get them. There's a good little food store down the street that has they have a good variety of Asian cuisine in a really small store. I'm gonna go ahead and do these. Some more of this. I don't know what I'm doing. I just do. So we're gonna get this cooking, and there's 10 people in here. What are y'all doing on a Friday? Are y'all at lunch? Y'all on break? Y'all chilling? Y'all work? Home? I work 4 10s, so I get Fridays off, which is the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me. So what I usually do is I cook a bunch of food and then I'll eat lunch, and then I'll I'll put it in the fridge for later. So usually I have Friday lunch and Saturday lunch. The kids, I have kids. I absolutely. It's one of those weird things. I always go back and forth. I'm like, they take so much time and effort and energy, but then it's like, well, but you know, they start doing things that are like you've instilled in them, or do things that and then you're like, oh wow, it's like there's this weird rewarding thing. Oh, you have 4 nieces. I've surprising. I probably have more kids. most of my. I'm trying to think. No, I have nieces and nephews. I have a few. Not as many as would be. It'd be nice to have a yard full of kids on the holidays. Just grandparents' house. Cool. My man. My grandparents hit that age, and I had to go over there the other day and sort through stuff, help my mom out. It's kind of weird going through other people's stuff that you've known for your whole life. And they drive me crazy. Yeah, they're 4 nieces. I mean, like, 4 little girls. They probably want to do. I mean, I don't even know. What did they? Oh, yeah, probably get up to all sorts of stuff. Oh, so what kind of like, what kind of like, I've been interested in like what kids are interested in, like toys and different stuff. So like my kids are into like Legos and like dolls and like pretty simple stuff. But then sometimes I meet kids and they're like into all this like weird stuff, and I have no idea what's going on. Singing and ballet, that's cool. Do they do do they do like formal ballet lessons and things like that? Because like that's nice. Oh no, I mean, so like, okay, so I was reading these, it's like pictures of things people post of like letters to Santa, and I just mean like stuff I've never heard of. So like, there was like Jellycat. I don't know what that is. Is that something? Is it like a company that makes toys? And then there was just some other weird things I just never heard of. And I figured having kids, I would have, it's not weird stuff, like weird stuff, just stuff I haven't heard of. No, I'm not short. You've been summoned? I got to deal with this balloon situation over here. Sorry, the robot vacuum destroyed the birthday balloon. So. It's okay. Yeah, that's interesting because like I don't know, it's just because I only get the small slice of what my kids have, and like so like one thing that's kind of weird is so like I inherited tons of toys from different people, like myself and my wife and whatever. And so like we actually have like tons of just vintage toys and things that the kids have played with. So like I feel like all my toy references are like 30 years old because we have a good variety of like old stuff. Oh, too many noodles for sure. Oh yeah, I think that's about there. I'll show you. So that's just noodles and veggies. Probably too many noodles for sure. Oh, postpartum depression, yeah. Yeah, so like I'm trying to think. So yeah, so like we have multiple kids, and with the first few, my wife didn't have any of the like postpartum stuff, but then I think the third or fourth one, whatever, she it hit her like she didn't know what happened. She's like, I've done this before, right? Like I've done this before. Why am I feeling this way? It's especially if you've never like so like one thing that's interesting is like I've had, you know, I've suffered with depression my whole life, so like I know what it feels like to just sit down and just have like, you know, not Kantian, Kierkegaardian like despair just like wash over you, and like then you have to like wake up the next day and confront your like whatever is like imposing on you, and then like, but then when you meet somebody who's never been depressed in their life, and then they all of a sudden like suffer depression, it's like yeah, it's like it's you have to like walk them through it. It's yeah, it can be weird, especially if she's been generally happy for her whole life, and then you just your body just wigs out on you, and you have to kind of separate yourself. You're like, okay, my body's making me feel this way. This isn't, you know, and you have to focus on like a lot of positive self-talk and affirmations help, but it, you know, it can be hard. I hope I hope she's able to get through it, because I've had yeah, I don't know if any of you guys have. I've had severely depressed moments in my life, and it it's nothing I would wish on. I don't know, my worst enemy. I wouldn't wish being depressed. Vacation. Yeah, if does she have four kids? Does she have the four nieces, the four kids? Like, yeah, you may need a vacation. All right, I'm gonna hit a reset on this pan and wash it out real quick, and kind of feels like everyone can use a vacation. Yeah. Did y'all get I was able to get time off around the holidays. Were y'all able to get any time off and enjoy just a little bit of solitude? Because, well, if you live in a busy area, sometimes the busyness around you can get in even if you have time off. Like I used to live in a major city on the East Coast, and just the busyness around me made me uneasy, and you needed truly to go somewhere and unwind. Okay, we're gonna do the meat now. So last step. It's not gonna be super hot when I'm done, but yeah, cheers. So there was a period in time where like, back on. I felt like anyone else feels so. About 2 months ago, I just dialed out totally out of social media, and it was like it was like a fever pitch in the world, and I could feel it, and I just had to like disconnect. So I like totally got offline for a bit, and didn't pay attention to anything, any news, any whatever. And like finally, like I came back, and I'm like, okay, I can see. Like, oops, little smoky smoke. Um, um, I could get a better sense of like things once I kind of disconnected for a bit. Ooh. What? Is it, so was her husband in the Korean military? I'm curious. Because, I mean, this is a long story, but my dad served, and he did mountain warfare training in Korea for a couple of years. And he would work with maybe the Japanese and the Koreans, and they would do training exercises. And I don't know exactly where in Korea, but all right. Do any of y'all use this? What do y'all use it for? So I've used shaved beef in. I had a friend who was maybe half Japanese, and we used to do a thing with like a pot where we'd boil it at the table. But I don't know if there's any other uses for it that are common. I use it I just cook it and like it and stir fry. Yeah, I think from what I've seen, when I've used it before, like in a traditional sense, there was like a particular Japanese meal where you have like a pot of boiling water and you have like shaved slices of beef and you like put it in it with different other vegetables and things. I can't remember exactly. It's just normal beef. It's just shaved really thin, like on a slice, like on a deli slicer. So you'll see. I'll shred it and it'll get kind of thin. You'll be able to see it kind of. I think it's yeah. Yeah, I mean, like it's pretty super thin. It can get thinner than that. So that's, I'll give you, see if you can get a better view. It's yeah, it's just super thin. And I usually let it cook for a little bit, cover it, and then, yeah. Just cooking it in butter and avocado oil right now. All right, cool, thanks. Have a good day. Hope you have fun with your little rugrats. Frozen microwave. You've been here for a minute, frozen microwave. What do you do? Is there something you do? Does the thinness help it? Yeah, it cooks faster, for sure. Yeah, especially like, I don't know. Have you ever seen the movie Lost in Translation? There's a scene where him and Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson are like, they're in Japan, and then they're like one of the few people that are like, they kind of form a bond. And there's a scene where they're like sitting at a restaurant and they bring them like a giant pot of boiling water and like shaved meat and stuff, and they eat it. It's pretty interesting. I think that's like a traditional way you use shaved beef. And some people, well, the Korean guy didn't recognize it, which is interesting. But I had one of the guys at the store said, "Oh, it's good in Korean, something or other." I can't remember what he said. One of the guys at the grocery store, he used to teach English in Korea, so he had all sorts of recommendations for different ways to use things that you wouldn't think of. Yeah, it cooks. I mean, it cooks pretty fast. It's like you darken it up pretty quick. I usually do is take 2 forks and then kind of just pull it apart. May put a little sauce in it. I don't cook. I probably cook like I drive. I'm not in a hurry to get anywhere. So like I drive like a grandpa, and I get told that. But I cook the same way. I'm not in a hurry. I enjoy cooking. It's just a fun little experiment. And yeah. Okay. Anyone else eating a late lunch or doing something interesting today? Or just chilling? Plans for the weekend? I think I'm gonna go down and watch some construction with my kids. There's some like big machines down the street. Yeah, so I mean that wasn't too long. It's pretty much done. I'll probably let it go for a little longer. There's still some pink in it, and I'm not. Some days I'll take a gamble, and some days I'm just like, I'm not gonna gamble with that. But I'll let some of the juice cook off probably. Set the lid like this when you want it to evaporate just a little bit. You have any idea what's being built? Yeah, it's some walking paths and some things for the community, which is nice. No, it's not sushi. I wish it was sushi. So, does anyone have like there's one place in town, there's like one roll that I like from them. And then there's another grocery store in town, so not a restaurant, that has a couple of really good rolls. Everything else I'm not digging at the moment. And sushi wise, do y'all like sushi or fish? A lot of people don't like the texture of like seafood, fish and stuff, which doesn't bother me, but okay. I think it's pretty good. Put my forks in here. I gotta go. Okay. You guys aren't answering me. Y'all like sushi? Hello. Emic. I like that name. Oops, mango juice. All right, that's done. So what we wound up with is some shaved beef, some veggies and noodles, and then a couple eggs to throw on top. And no, I'm not going to eat it all in one sitting. I'm going to save some for tomorrow. Sorry, I'm a slow typer. Oh no, bro. You've never had sushi? Oh. Well, it is maybe in the first 3 times I had it, I didn't like it. And then after that, I was good. The raw fish can be a big hiccup for some folks, but you can get it without any raw stuff. You can get it thoroughly cooked. You can get it deep fried. If you I don't know if it's still in existence, but if you live in the Charlotte area, there's a place called the New Zealand Cafe, and it is one of the best. It's the best sushi I've ever had, and I've not had an extensive amount, but it is a magnificent little hole in the wall. Yeah, plug for them because anything you just point to the menu and just anything they bring out is going to be awesome. Yeah, I'm a slow typer too. I'm a terribly slow typer. I see people that you ever like sat next to someone who's like a good typer, and they just like blow your mind. You feel like you're like just subpar because your typing skills are quite inadequate, and they're just like a machine. Okay, let's eat. Yeah. People that are fast typers, I remember as a kid, anyone else I had this program called, it's called Mavis Beacon Teaches Typing. And I would sit for hours trying to get better, like hours and hours and hours, playing little games and stuff, trying to get better. And it was so hard. And that was back in the days, I think before, we had internet, but it was dial up. Nothing like we have today. All right, so the extras are put away. And this is what we have to enjoy. You can't really see anything. There's some noodles, meat, eggs for a whopping lunch. Now I'm gonna go do something different and eat. Because I don't, well, so I like cooking, so I'm gonna cook on Fridays, I think. And then I think I will take you up and show you what I'm up to upstairs. So we will adventure navigate the house. And I'll prop you guys. I'm working on some music stuff right now, so I'm gonna eat probably and play my modular synth. And if you have questions about that. So one thing I've been thinking of lately is like streaming, producing any kind of content or whatever you want to call it. There's not enough just normal people doing normal stuff, like cooking and eating and playing music and doing like showing people different things, just normal life stuff. Needs to be more of that, I think, in the world, because there's so much craziness. We can get fixated on all the craziness and not realize there's like all these cool normal things that we can do and adventure and think about. So I'll be right back. I may be gone a minute, but let me actually turn all this on. You can listen to that. That's where I wound up. Okay. Yes, I do. Well, no, I don't favorite. So, so my favorite rock band is a band. They're kind of, I don't know. They kind of span a couple of different genres. They're kind of heavy. They're kind of um, like, I think stoner metal maybe, but it's a band called All Them Witches. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. Probably not, but they've kind of gotten more notoriety recently. They're very good. Their last album, I think, is probably perfect. And then in terms of synthesis, I don't listen. I haven't listened to a lot of like synth music and stuff. But there's a lady. Her name is Caterina Barberini. She does almost entirely modular setups, and she has done some really cool ones in like Italy. She's Italian. Um, in like old ancient sites with like light shows and stuff. It's very, very cool stuff. And her stuff's kind of melancholy, I would say, like a little dark. Like when you, it's there's no lyrics or anything, and there's some singing parts where there's like pitched vocals that accentuate the music, or sample vocals or something. But it's kind of, I would say it's actually kind of dark, and the way it makes you in the mood it makes you feel. But I think her work is excellent. So that's Caterina Barberini, and All Them Witches are two musical, groups or whatever. I couldn't promote enough because I think they're just exceptional. Yeah, I may patch around a little bit and eat some. What kind of music are you into? Because one thing I found about rock is it's as it's as it's as broad, so like you can say I'm into X kind of rock and I'm into this kind of rock, and it's just night and day different. So if you're into, I mean, like it's so broad. And then there are people that lean into different things in the rock. I mean, saying rock and roll means almost nothing now, because like it's branched off into so many different things. You into pop music or what are other genres? Rap? I don't know a lot of these things. I'm not dialed into. I have a handful of artists I like, and they're all kind of all over the place in terms of genre. So yeah, I'm gonna eat some food, fellas. There's other people in here. There's other people in here. Let's hang out. The reason I want to stream and do stuff is just just normal people being like wholesome and just enjoying life. And to see it. So I'm just chilling on my day off. What are you guys doing? Come on, we need some group participation. Anyone want to talk about something? I got stuff to talk about, but I'd much rather involve you guys. I'll look that up. I'm not so like I'm a guitar player. All this synth nonsense is just something that I've wanted to do for years, and finally got around to doing. So, I mean, I don't know. Genres within music are such a weird thing. Like if you just get on Bandcamp or something and you just look at all the things and you go to rock and you like listen to something and then you listen to something else. It'll all be under the rock genre and none of it'll sound the same. So, but I will look up Tame Impala. That sounds fun. Y'all seen any Impalas lately? Is that a thing? Yeah. You gnaw this around. Some cool stuff. All right, we're gonna invert the signal now. What you do is you pull it out of here, you put it in here, you invert the signal, and then you get a dip, and you can do other stuff. Oh, let's get some. That's cool. A lot of I've noticed a lot. I mean, some of the best things are like singular individuals controlling everything because it's hard. I mean, being in a band and whatever is really difficult. I mean, like, I just view it as like a composer. They have a vision for how everything fits together, and they can they can see all the parts in their head, and then they write it all down, do all the parts, and then when they need a live performance, I mean, like, you think like you go see like Hans Zimmer live, you're going to see a bunch of people play. You're not just going to see him, but it's his composition, it's his mind that saw it all. With probably some help from his friends, but I don't know. It's too chaotic. Cool. I will listen, for sure. Someone gave me a recommendation the other day of something to listen to, and I thought it was a joke. I was like, this isn't real. It was called Chom Trues, and I was like, oh, that's just Tom Cruise written funny, but it's like an actual synthwave artist's name. I got a good kick out of that because I was like, they're just trolling me. But no, it's real. Well, I might as well talk about it since there's a few people in here. I've been trying to, it's one of those things where, like, I don't make New Year's resolutions or anything like that, but I have been trying to come up with ways to better appropriate my, like, energy, thinking about it as like life force. So, like, one of the things that's helped me a lot in the last year or so is thinking about, as like a young person, which I'm not terribly young, but as a not middle-aged man yet, your time is one of the most valuable things you have. Despite money is not the most valuable thing you have, time is, because With time, you can acquire skills, talents, all sorts of things that can and will help you throughout your life. And so, trying to maximize not the amount of time that I have, but the amount of like energy and focus I can have in the moment. So, like things that frustrate me that I dwell on. I don't know if anybody else dwells on things. I have a very rabid inner dialogue um, that cycles and has lots of negative self-talk within it. But I've been trying to rethink that, reframe it for a couple of years, and I think I've found one thing that probably helped me, and that's viewing certain relationships and interactions and things as a tax. So like a taxation, like it removes something from you. So like if you have a negative experience or relationship at work, and then you think about it at home, that relationship is taxing you. It is removing some amount of your like vital life energy, effort, thought, and it's sucking it into a void, and you can't get it back. So figuring and like viewing it that way, perhaps is hopefully will help me, others, whatever, us to. Which a lot of people do this, like, but it's a way that thinking that I've come to, that like it clicks and then it makes sense in the day. So if I get frustrated, like catching your thoughts, catching your efforts and energy, and reserving it for the important things, and not the wasted energy of fixating on something and dwelling on it all day, or having endless conversations in your head with people that don't exist. So this exists. Well, I may give it up. No one's interacting or commenting or doing any of the things that make it fun to chat and have a live stream. So, yeah, I wish you guys all well. To anyone who receives this message from the amplifier we carry around in our pocket, which is called a phone. It can amplify negative things. Well, no, I'm joking. It's fun. I like chilling. I like talking to people when I can, and don't apologize. Don't be sorry. We're just hanging out. Anyways, hope you have a good day. Frozen microwave, because I know you're still in here. Yeah, I'm gonna just chill, finish my food, maybe do something actually productive today. But yeah, peace out, everyone, and have a good weekend.